The film begins with Sean Beckwith in Mexico, specifically at a spot where abandoned cars are dumped. His daughter, Lee Beckwith, has been missing for days, raising the possibility that she has been kidnapped. He discovers his child's car in beautiful condition after investigating each unit at the property, but no more clues are uncovered except for her glasses. Sean immediately informs the Jurors Police Department of his discovery. When he returns at the car dump, however, his daughter's vehicle has inexplicably vanished. Hector Montoya, a police officer, begins to doubt the situation and feels that Sean's allegation is false. As a result, he recommends Sean leave the premises because he entered the area without permission, which could result in legal ramifications. They do, however, pledge to notify him if they come upon any leads. Sean lives on a ranch on the American-Mexican border in Texas. Sean is severely hurt by his youngest daughter's aloof attitude when he returns home, accusing him of being unable to safeguard their family. Susan, Sean's wife, tries to console him when she notices his anguish. Sean, on the other hand, is restless and concerned about the well-being of his missing daughter. Sean then begins to tell his wife about his suspicions regarding the 2 police officers' involvement in this occurrence. As a result, he chose to notify the consulate about the situation. Sean is visited by Max, an old friend from his military days, the next morning before heading to the embassy. Sean is revealed to be a former colonel who was a member of a cleanup team, a special forces unit tasked with carrying out different harsh tasks such as executions, massacres, damage, and criminal elimination. Max is paying Sean a visit to offer his support in the search for his missing daughter. Sean is touched by Max's care for his family. Knowing Max's personality and mode of operation from their military days, Sean decides not to involve him in this affair. Sean declines Max's offer of assistance, indicating that he will handle the situation alone because he is aware of Max's reputation for using cruel and inhumane techniques in all of his actions. In brief, Sean is spotted at the consulate with the father of his daughter's friends. It turns out that Sean's daughter is missing with a friend, not by herself. Sean instantly explains the facts, including his suspicions of 2 Mexican cops engaged in the case of his missing child. As a consul for his country in Mexico, he is fully informed of the current situation, particularly with regard to a cartel or syndicate commanded by a former mercenary named Victor Garza. Victor is currently Mexico's most feared and renowned cartel leader. The consul expresses concern that Victor's henchmen may have snatched Sean's child. If Sean's suspicions are correct, the consul urges him to accept the circumstances and go on with his life if he wants to live quietly. The consul then describes other atrocities claimed by Victor, such as the death of an honest police chief, the disappearance of 400 Mexican people each year, and various other crimes, all of which may have been done by Victor's mostly ex-mercenary forces. Later, word of a former colonel's daughter going missing at the border spread, prompting Sean and his wife to be interviewed by the media. While his wife can only cry, Sean exhibits steely determination, promising his child that he will find her soon, one way or another. Meanwhile, Victor Garza is watching the news and discovers that one of the girls entrusted to him is the daughter of a former U.S. colonel. If Sean escalates the dispute further, this could jeopardize his professional links with some colleagues in America. As a result, Victor promptly apprehends the 2 police officers responsible for Lee's kidnapping in order to hold them accountable. It is revealed that the 2 officers that met Sean earlier, Hector Montoya and his partner, Victor, berate both of them for delivering the wrong female, which could cause difficulties. His accomplice instantly shoots one but saves Hector Montoya's life on the condition that he assist his soldiers in bringing Sean's head to him. Victor also orders his brother, Carlos, to send some of his mercenary forces to Texas in order to exterminate Sean's entire family. Victor has a discussion with his adored brother, Carlos, after Hector Montoya is taken away, telling him to execute Sean and his family in a violent manner, indicating that their gang is not a little cartel. He wants the media to cover their corpses, spreading panic, fear, and horror. He intends to make men faint at the mention of Victor Garza's name. While Carlos and his men are on their way to Texas, Sean is shown on his farm with a long-barreled rifle, aiming to fend off pests like rats and ravens, unknowing of Victor's approaching army. Sean is taken aback as he notices a caravan of cars approaching him. He rushes into the house, telling his wife and child to shelter upstairs. Carlos and his crew start shooting at random. The sound of shooting echoes and reaches a distant neighbor, who immediately reports it to a local sheriff, disrupting his lunch. When the sheriff learns that a resident is in danger, he abandons his meal and goes to the scene. Despite Sean's expertise and military experience, he is outnumbered by Carlos and his men, who bust through the front door and enter the house. When Sean realizes his home has been broken into, he shatters plates and glasses on the floor so he can hear their movements as they enter. Carlos appears to have botched his approach when he instructed his men to split out, allowing Sean to execute them one by one in different rooms. Sean, who has gone upstairs, orders his wife and child to flee through the window while he waits in the room. Meanwhile, Carlos compels Hector Montoya to walk upstairs alone, but Sean easily captures and kills him. The sheriff arrives to investigate the incident as Sean successfully gets his family out of the house. To his surprise, he discovers a decapitated body in one of the trucks, sparking a gunfight with Carlos' soldiers emerging from Sean's house. Sean seizes the chance to flee the situation with his family. With the sheriff dead, Sean fights the cartels once more as his wife runs to get their truck. He gets into the truck and speeds away, causing Carlos to pursue him. Sean is unable to relax because Carlos and his guys are still constantly chasing him. To terminate the never-ending chase, Sean heroically steps out of the car and shoots at Carlos' men. He manages to dispatch all the men and only Carlos survives at the moment but remains resistant on revealing Lee's whereabouts. His hubris, however, fades once Sean shoots both of his legs and arms. Sean quickly eliminates Victor Garza's brother after acquiring the information he needed. Sean is hesitant to involve his family anymore and takes them to a safer area, despite the fact that he is only one step away from regaining custody of his daughter. As a result, he contacts his friend Max to take advantage of the help he provided the previous day. Max meets with Sean and shares the facts he has obtained about Victor and his business. He also shows him some of the weapons he has amassed, and the two go on their mission. Meanwhile, Victor Garza is concerned because he cannot reach his beloved brother. Sean and Max arrive at Victor's house and immediately eliminate all of the guards. Victor Garza, the leader of Mexico's largest cartel, is stunned as Max and Sean eliminate all of his minions. Finally, Max locates Victor just as Sean arrives. Sean, enraged by the attack on his family and the disappearance of his daughter, viciously tackles Victor, but only after he agrees to take them to Lee's whereabouts. They arrive quickly at the site where Sean's daughter is being held hostage, and due to the presence of the feeble guards, Sean and Max enter without difficulty. After successfully locating his daughter and her friend, Sean, whose task has been completed, he delivers Victor to Max. Following that, Max is shown carrying Victor's head and placing it as a warning sign along the roadway. Sean, on the other hand, finally sighs a sense of relief as his family is reunited, bringing the movie to the end. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.